Hi there, welcome to my views on news. Two news stories. Firstly, General Tsadkan Gebremichael, the guy is seasoned, most experienced, one of the most experienced generals, reacted to allegations leveled by TPLF chairman Debretsion Gebremichael. War of words, direct war of words now being seen between Tsadkan and Debretsion. What did Tsadkan say? Who to believe, by the way? Who is lying? Who is speaking the truth? Secondly, Ethiopia now directly raising questions about delivery of weapons from Egypt to Somalia. Official position taken, official position has been taken by Ethiopia on this issue. What did Tsadkan Selassie, Ethiopian foreign minister, say about these weapon deliveries? And does it make sense what he's saying? Can Ethiopia oppose procurement of weapons by Somalia? Isn't Somalia a sovereign state? Let's start from Tigray, viewers, where war of words now is intensifying between Tsadkan and Debretsion. Debretsion-led TPLF wing has realized that they should remove Tsadkan from the scene because Tsadkan is main supporter behind Getachew. Some say Tsadkan is stronger than Getachew, but Tsadkan has no political party. He's not part of TPLF. He might be interested in having a political role in future in Tigray, but he is not member of TPLF. He is not member of any political party. He is powerful in terms of his contacts, in terms of his exposure, in terms of his experience. But politically, I think Getachew is more relevant. Tsadkan, though, commands respect definitely in Tigray. EPLF group wants to remove Tsadkan. They want to discredit, by remove I mean they want to discredit Tsadkan. But Tsadkan is one of well-respected men in Tigray. Tigrayans like him. They see him as true Tigrayan because Tsadkan, others, they could have just fled the country. They could have lived luxurious lives. But during the war, they chose to fight alongside their people. They risked their lives, they did not leave their people. All TPLF people, by the way, I always appreciate them for their commitment to their people. Whether it was Tsadkan, Varede, Getachew, Debretsion, Sabbatnaga, others, they could have fled Tigray. They could have fled into neighboring countries. No, they stood with their people. Now they're fighting, accusing each other, trying to prove that they are better than others. Debretsion Gebremichael, in an interview 3 days ago, said that Tsadkan opposed negotiations with government during the war. He said that he was supportive of talks with government when Tigray forces were in control of Kambolcha. But Tsadkan opposed back then. He said there was no one to talk to. Tsadkan group opposed negotiations with the government, and that is why Tigray forces suffered in the end. Tsadkan, Getachew side has been accusing the Debretsion group. The Debretsion group was supportive of the continuation of war in Tigray. So both are now accusing each other. The Debretsion directly accused Tsadkan. Response from Tsadkan has come. Strong response. Tsadkan simply says that Debretsion is lying. He categorically rejected Debretsion's claims. He said he never opposed negotiations. He always supported negotiations between the government and Tigray. But those who are accusing him back then were supportive of the continuation of the war. So he outrightly rejected Debretsian's words. Who is lying? Is Debretsion lying or Tsadkan? Well, Tsadkan can say anything about Debretsion and vice versa. There's no recorded history of the last 4 years which we can use as evidence. They can level any type of allegations against each other. But did any one of them oppose war between November 2020 and November 2022? Starting from November 2020, when Tigray war broke out, which ended in November 2022, 2-year period, did anyone, Tsadkan, Debretsion, Getachew, were they publicly or in any interview oppose war and called for dialogue? Back then, all of them were hopeful of once again seizing power in Addis Ababa, like they did in 1991. EPRDF was formed after all were very hopeful they'll be able to rule once again. But their dreams were shattered to the ground when drones were introduced. I always say that all of them are responsible for whatever happened. Now they're trying to discredit each other. Tsadkan said in his counter message that Debretsion is lying for political gains. To gain political advantage, he is leveling false allegations against Tsadkan. Debretsion would deny that this war of words will go on. Basically, both parties are discrediting each other. Common Tigrayans who suffered, who lost, who are still suffering, imagine what they are thinking. This is what they fought for. These people were leading them who had whose only desire was to rule, was to have more power politically in Tigray. Definitely, common Tigrayans would be disappointed. They're definitely disappointed with the leaders. No one is ready to claim the responsibility for what happened in Tigray. What led to the start of war? Why did Tigray forces? Why is that they could not achieve their goals? And why is that still there are issues unsolved? Someone will have to take responsibility. Or you can say that everyone is responsible. Let's make a new start. But so far, people are Debretsion wants to sideline others, while Getachew and Tsadkan are hoping to form a new TPLF. Let's see. Secondly, viewers, Tsadkan Selassie, Ethiopian foreign minister, directly responded to reports regarding delivery of weapons from Egypt to Somalia. It's not a secret now. Egypt is sending weapons. It is providing weapons to Somalia. Are these weapon shipments purchases or donation? I don't know. So either Egypt is donating weapons to Somalia or it is selling weapons to Somalia. Does Somalia have money to buy weapons? Maybe Egypt is subsidizing the delivery of weapons to Somalia because Egypt's main interest is that it wants to corner Ethiopia. Tsadkan Selassie, Ethiopian foreign minister, is in New York attending UN General Assembly session, and there Taske Selassie met with UN peace building and political affairs assistant secretary Rosemary DiCarlo, and Taske Selassie there opposed the delivery of weapons from Egypt to Somalia. He said these weapon shipments would create instability and weapons will end up in the hands of Al Shabaab. It's a big claim by Ethiopia that Egyptian weapon shipments will end up in the hands of Al Shabaab. Does Somalia have no right to buy weapons from any country? I mean, if US provides weapons to Somalia, will Ethiopia say the same? I don't think so. Somalia will have to buy weapons from some country. Ethiopia is buying weapons from different countries. So can we say the weapon will end up in the hands of Fano, in the hands of Ola? Somalia can say the same too. It can say that Ethiopia is buying weapons from Turkey, from UAE. The weapons could end up in the hands of Fano, in the hands of Ola. Ethiopia cannot stop Somalia from purchasing weapons. Main Ethiopian concern is that Egypt has its regional strategic objectives, which it wants to achieve through supply of weapons to Somalia. Ethiopian concerns make sense, but Ethiopia cannot oppose purchase of weapons by Somalia. Somalia is a sovereign state. It has every right to establish, arm, and strengthen its forces. Thank you for watching.